Hello and welcome to Patrick's Models and Transport. So last night you saw the video with me here behind the board. I'm in the same position right now, and I made the white lines using, I tried with a marker pen, but it was no use because this is a very rough surface. These paint marker pens work well on paper, on plastic, but not so well on a rough surface. So I then used the stamp system by dipping my steel ruler into a little bit of white marker pen paint, because it's actually paint, and I followed the pencil lines because I've drawn a pattern of the lines with a pencil, with a B1 pencil, and that comes, in certain cases it's a bit irregular. The good thing working on poster paint, this is poster paint or tempera paint, using a cotton bud, if there's any imperfections you can actually correct them, and it gets that kind of smudged effect. Once I'm finished, I'll use some ground pencil lead and I'll just smudge them a bit with my finger or with a tissue paper, or even just with a cotton bud, just to have that sort of weathered look. Anyway, what I'm doing right now, I've decided, so I've not got so many here. I'm making two invalid spaces here for disabled persons, or invalid or disabled parking places here, which have got yellow lines, and I've got that part here which has also got some diagonal lines on that come in order. I'm looking at photographs of the ones here in Italy that can come in various widths, these sort of diagonal. These are the diagonal parts. So diagonal parts here, this is where you're not supposed to park. There are these zebra yellow stripes so that the person with disability can actually open a door, get out, maybe get out of the car, open a door wide. Maybe you're walking with sticks, or you might be using a Zimmer, or you might be getting into boarding a wheelchair or whatever, so that people don't park too close to your car. Anyway, in this case here, I don't have a yellow marker pen. I could have bought a thick one at this point, because I could have actually, by using masking, I'm using masking tape, thin modelling masking tape, and I'm making the yellow lines with this technique here, mainly because I've not got so many to do, and I've got big long ones over there. There's a bus stop and the taxi lines as well. So let's just get this started fast, and because of course, unlike with this technique here, you can actually do these all in one session. In this case here, you have to mask one set of lines, make the lines, then wait for the paint to dry, and then remask and do the... I might actually... could actually even do these ones here with a stamp system. I prefer not to use the ruler going in a long way like that, because you're asking for trouble, because the ruler might bend. But when you do like this, tuck, bang, tack, 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 like that, it does a good job. And I mean, lines don't need to be absolutely perfect. This could be a little bit more. I might even tidy up what's messy. Let's see if we can actually rub things a bit now. No use now, it's dry. But we could actually use a bit of a grey pencil. I've got several pencils, and I'm actually going to do some experiments. So let's mix a little bit of paint. I'm using Vallejo paint now. Just Vallejo yellow, matte yellow paint. And I'm just going to paint over using a flat brush. Maybe I've diluted it too much. Yes, indeed, I've diluted it too much. Let's make it thicker. Put too much water in it. I want it a bit thicker. Okay. Right, that's no use. Drying that up. Okay. A bit thicker, and that should do the job, no bother. I might have been, maybe it would have been a good idea to buy a yellow marker pen, a thick one. I was in this at the stationer's. It saved me the bother, but I thought I've got plenty of paint. Why not just use the paint we have in the house? And it doesn't need to be absolutely perfect. I mean, this stuff is weathered and cars drive over it. It's never really absolutely perfect, so we don't need to have super perfection. Right, I wonder if this... Okay, let's let that dry and see what's happening. In fact, seeing we're here, we could actually make another one. We'll mask another one. I'm just turning the camera over a little bit. We're going to do this line here, at least the verticals. Apart from the fact that we could do... No, let's try something else. Let's try making the vertical, because I'm doing the long parts using the masking tape and brush and masking tape. Let's try and use this technique here with the ruler to make this and see how it comes, because this is nice and short. So what I'm doing, watch here, you can see me, I'm over here at this side of the screen. I'm just putting paint on my ruler. There, that's nice and wet. There you go. And now let's just sit it here. Let's try and not knock things over. There's all sorts of dangerous... Let's see what we can do. I'm positioning myself there. And I just walk it down like that. Not great. Probably because it's not wet enough. It needs to be, the paint has to be wetter to do this job here. So let's wet the paint a bit more. It has to be more like the paint out of the pen, which is really very liquid. So I'm wetting my ruler again. And let's see if we manage to make the line well. Now I'm using Vallejo paint. So. That's my wife calling me for lunch. And I'm buried here behind it. I'm coming. Maybe we'll save the day with this. Maybe it's a bit too liquid now. What on earth was that falling down? I mean, it's all a matter of trial and error. So there we go. Let's try. I'm actually wetting my ruler well with a brush. Another technique, let's wet it with a brush. I'm putting the brush, I'm really getting the ruler nice and wet. And let's see how this works. I think we have to be careful not for the ruler not to be too wet. Because if the ruler's too wet, it'll smudge. It has to be loaded enough, have enough paint on it, but not to be overloaded. Right, let's see if we can get this one here done. But it has to be really, you have to be very, with a very firm hand. Go there at the join where you want to go. And press it down, lift it up. That's not bad. Let's see if we can do it, maybe make it a little bit thicker. That's quite nice. For short, it's okay for short things, so the short bits. But if they start being a bit longer, then it's not very good. So for example, we could continue over here. Then I'm really going to have to go to have my lunch, because otherwise it will be getting cold. I'm risking it. I'm miles away from there. Let's see what we can do. Oh, that's nice. I'm getting the hang of this. Yeah, that's rubbish. That didn't come very well. Let's just correct it. I'm asking for trouble because I'm too far away. But with a cotton bud, we can easily smudge it clean. Okay, that's not bad. And anyway, the odd mark that even here there's some an oil leak from a vehicle. I mean, cars, buses, the dribble oil all over the place. I mean, that's one of the things you say sometimes on vehicles. You say, well, if it doesn't drip oil, it means there's no oil inside the thing, no? So if it leaks oil, you know it's got oil in it. Let's try and catch this again. Gently, Bentley. Okay, good. Not bad. That's nice. And of course, these long ones, I'll do them with the masking tape. I'll make them with the masking tape because doing that would be absolute. I'd be going skelly, absolutely. So, right. I'm going to have to move this. Now you've seen how narrow this room is in the last video. You can see. I'm going to have to wheel this thing over to get out of the room and go for lunch. Okie doke. I'm speaking proper. I'm saying lunch, meaning the lunch and then dinner. But usually when I come from, I'm from Glasgow, we usually say dinner and then tea. So the middle of the day is dinner and then tea time, which thereabouts in Scotland is around 6:30. Here in Italy, tea time is around 8. And but generally I call it tea time. But lunch and dinner is what I use when I'm speaking, proper, and when I'm teaching. I mean, I can't confuse people by calling lunch dinner and then dinner tea. Okay, but that's just a spot of I'm being proper right now. Okay, doke. So this is a very good idea. It's good, perfect. In my opinion, better for the shorter ones. If you've got really long stretches, better use masking tape. We'll let this thing here dry and then we'll make another video and see what happened. And these ones here, I think I'll do these ones just with a dabbing technique because, in fact, let's risk it. Let's risk it and go as a biscuit and make more of these. I'll put my light over, that way things will dry in the meantime. This is me having, I delivered the job this morning and this is me having my entertainment. Okay, one. Needs encouraging. Oh, that's not nice. Not bad. Then we'll do these ones at the end because anyway we have to. I have to mix more paint. Okay, next one. I'm running out of paint, so I'm just stopping here. It's good to try the different technique, learn something else. This is very. It's okay. I'll be adding some more afterwards when I go over there to make these lines meet with the ones up there that I made with the masking tape. And maybe we'll add a wee bit of paint to this ruler with a brush. And the kind of not imperfect weathering result is good. I like that. It's nice. That's quite nice. That's good. That's good. Wonderful. Okie doke. I'm going to eat. Cheerio, and see you next time. 15 minutes video. Jeez, oh.